Hi everyone, it's R Fernandez here with the LRF Group with Berkshire Hathaway, and today I'm going to go over briefly the first quarter market report update here in South Florida. I've got close to about 15 or 16 slides to show you, and a couple of fun facts. So without any further delay, let's go right into it. The first one here is the condo market here in the Tri-County area, which is Miami-Dade, Broward, and West Palm Beach. We've got currently, at the end of the first quarter, we have over 18,000 units on the market compared to the first quarter of 2023. We're almost doubled that amount. That being said, we're still below the pre-pandemic levels where we were averaging close to 30,000 units in the Tri-County area. This is a very interesting fact here that you look at the different buildings and their ages in some of these condo buildings. Just buildings that are 10 years or younger in the Tri-County area, there's only 812 units. 10 to 30, there's a little bit more, 2,000. And the majority, though, are 30-year plus, are close to 16,000 units. The reason why that's important is because here in Florida, we're going through a recertification of structural integrity of many of these buildings that are 30-year plus. And this is causing a lot of hardship with homeowners. Insurance purposes, the insurance crisis that we have in Florida is affecting everyone regardless of if you live in a condominium or a single-family home, but more in particular in the condo market. And also the special assessments and maintenance fees have gone up tremendously to meet these recertification. And also the reserves that need to be completed. That every building in Florida by next year in January need to have full reserves. So if you're a purchaser buying an older building, you might have issues. The banks are being very hesitant to loan money to these older banks, especially if they don't meet the minimum reserve amount. And a lot of these homeowners that live in these older buildings, they have to sell it at a loss because they cannot pay the expenses of the special assessments. Get back here, get to the next slide here. That being said, if you look at buildings that are 10 years or younger, they are appreciating so at 6%. The same would be for the 30 years or younger buildings at 6%. So if you're purchasing a building that is less than 30 years, more likely you're still paying market dollar, and it's going to be very competitive on the pricing. There's a huge demand for those type of buildings. The single-family market, well, it's improved a little bit better. We are currently, at the end of the first quarter, over 11,000 units as compared to first quarter of last year. But again, still way below our pre-pandemic levels here in South Florida, where we were averaging close to 22,000 single-family homes. If you look at the A houses that currently are available, there's only 266 active listings in the Tri-County area, and these are homes that are built less than 10 years, and they're waterfront property. The B houses are exactly like the A houses, but they're not on the water, and everything else, the C houses, are what you've got. That's the majority of them, which is 9,400 listings, which has improved in terms of for buyers to be able to have more options. Getting back to the condo market a little bit in the pre-construction, we've got currently close to 2,500 units that are already broken ground and are going to be built. Those are 12 buildings. We have another projection of another 6,400 units, which consists of another 44 buildings that are anticipating breaking down in the foreseeable future. But just to put that into perspective, this slide here is very interesting. Back in 2001 from 2010, we averaged 275 buildings, close to 60,000 units. Clearly was overabundance and overproduction of condo apartments, which eventually did get absorbed. But now and then in 2012 and through 2020, we built 123 buildings, less than 20,000 units. And then currently, like mentioned, we'll have close to at least 10,000 units if those other 6,400 get built within this decade. But unfortunately, that's still not enough. I mean, the perfect number actually for us for every decade, we need to be producing close to 20,000 units just to keep up with the supply and demand constraints here for apartments in South Florida. This is a interesting fact here. This is came out about the Coral Gables, which has surpassed Beverly Hills as one of the richest homes market in the United States. Actually, one of the most expensive market in terms of price per square foot. And of course, on the left side over here is some of the reason is some of the buyers have made Miami and South Florida their home. You've got Ken Griffin from Citadel. You got Jeff Bezos moving down here, and they're moving their companies and their corporations, and many affluent buyers as well are coming down here to our market. And this is a reflection of the money and wealth coming down here to South Florida. You look at just in 2018, we only had 3 transactions that sold close over 21 million. Last year alone, we had 26 transactions that averaged over 29 million. So it shows you the amount of wealth that's being invested down here. This is a little fun fact, I guess. It's the current world population is close at 8.1 billion inhabitants, and the reason why I brought that up is because from the United Nations report here, the 3 most populated countries is currently India, China, and the United States. And just in the last 100 years or so, we've added close to 6.5 billion people onto this planet. And it looks like they're all coming down here to South Florida. If you look at the continental United States, you see that South Florida, the southern part of the country, and is still receiving the most of the migration in terms of the population. In the 3 states that leads the most of people moving in there on a daily basis is Texas, number 1, Florida, number 2, and North Carolina. The least of the 3 is New York, California, and Illinois. This is another interesting slide here. The South American market has always been a very important, crucial part of our feeder market here to South Florida. And for the first time in history, with the exception of Argentina, we've had all the countries in South America have elected a left-leaning socialist leader as their president. And I also picked Mexico as well. So this, and the reason for this is because when there's unrest and civil and unrest in these countries, those who are able and can afford to leave those countries, they usually they transfer their wealth outside and they settle here in the United States and primarily here in South Florida. So that also put added pressure in our local markets here in terms of being able to provide them a place to live, and on top of the North American migration and everything else that's happened, it's just basically the perfect storm that we have down here in South Florida. We still have a very, very tight market, and that's not going to change, I don't think, anytime soon. And finally here, this slide here also gives you a reason why this trend is going to be supportive moving forward, because just a year ago we had over 134 U.S. companies making Miami either their world headquarters or their regional headquarters, and today we have over 200 of these companies that have come down here and making Miami their headquarters. So there you have it. I hope this information has been helpful. If you're planning to move down here to South Florida, remember we are a relocation team. We can be more than happy to help you move. We are certified not only here and licensed in Florida, but we're also certified up and licensed up in New York as well. But again, if you're coming from anywhere across the country or anywhere around the world, we're able to help that transition for you and sell your property over there and find you one down here. Again, thank you so much for watching out for us. Until next time, keep watching out for us because we're watching out for you in the best interest of your property. All the very best. Bye-bye.